Welcome to an introduction and spot reading of the young adult novel Frosted August by Sabina. On the cover, a flute, symbol of gentle, soothing music, and also a football, symbol of a rough, exciting game. Hello again. My name is Nivesa Rovido Hatley. It's my pen name, Nivesa Rovido Hatley, for I too am a novelist. And I have here in front of me sheets, and I'm reading from them. And it's a guide, like all novelists put down, still a pen or pencil on paper, even in 2014. All right, what is this novel about? This novel of 119 pages. Let me turn to the back and read about the novel. Frosted August by Sabina is the story of a young love, a young death, and the struggle to not only survive both, but to give both meaning. It's also about childhood friendship, betrayal, loneliness, and a clash of cultures. It all takes place in that most beautiful and affluent of American villages, Brooksville, in the month of August. Opening the book. Words here. The first one is a question by Andrea Marin, high school graduate. A question. Maureen, pray do tell, was your high school a place of learning or was it a hell? The next one is by Ernest Hemingway, novelist. The statement. You always know how life gets swell again after the hell is over. And the last one is a line of a verse by Robert Frost, the poet. Home is the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in. Let me turn another page. Frosted August. And over here, oh, this is important. Frosted August is a work of fiction. Characters, places, and happenings are the product of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously, and any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, events or locales is coincidental. Oh, here's the dedication. For all those brave students who did not give up on high school, but who survived, graduated, and went on to meet their own lives. And for their supportive teachers, and loving parents. Page 1, prologue. I hate August. It's a month associated with just too many unpleasant words. Blistering heat, mosquito bites, sweat, stickiness, sunstroke, dehydration, suffocating airlessness. Relief from this total misery of the flesh and spirit seems near when suddenly a furious wind starts blowing and dark swirling clouds gather and the sky cracks open, dropping down tons of water and hail. But the icy pellets are quickly melted at contact with the overheated leaves and blades of grass. And the streamers of nervous rain brings no change since the thirsty earth, in a spite move, lets off a steamy flow which creeps into the mind of the innocent passerby, forcing the will to surrender to complete inaction. August is a stupid month, tired, slow, a gaspy month, waiting for September to knock it off the calendar so life and hope can come back again. A lying month, too, for the word means lofty, inspiring reverence. I never found any of this in August. Let's see what else Sabina says. I'll try and read fast because it's quite long. I hated August even as a child. The thunder and lightning frightened me, especially at night time. Those long, hot, and humid nights when I couldn't fall asleep. When I finally did, the buzzing of a mosquito woke me up, and I started to cry and scratch. Mama always came, comforting me and putting more medicated powder in the bites and prickly heat. She took me into, let me do this, into where? Into her arms and into the air-conditioned room. Daytime in August, I'll try and skip a bit here. Daytime in August wasn't no better in my childhood. Long, boring days wandering around aimlessly, having outgrown the July games. The backyard pool was not much help, since the yellow jacks attacked me like kamikazes. Everywhere I went, I got stung by bees. 3 summers in a row at Montauk, they left their sting on my foot while walking along the shore. I was rushed in pain to the medical building. August would not leave me alone. It killed my appetite and gave me all kinds of gastrointestinal troubles. I became skinny, of an ugly skinniness brought on by an irritability of mind and body. My August face was awful to look at. It began early to lose its natural prettiness when the skin began to develop red blotches, the dark ones around the bloodshot eyes, soon followed by the end of the month. All that remained was a washed-out face from 31 days of a struggle to survive a difficult period for me. All right, she says, as I grew older, I could control August somewhat, going to air-conditioned places. Okay, I've often wondered about this intolerance for the 8th month, named after the Emperor Augustus. Could it be something biological, hereditary? But my brother doesn't have it, nor my parents. Maybe I too. Maybe I am the only one who got the curse of my surname, Flaviani, a purely Roman name. Lanina Flaviani. Lanina Flaviani. And the ancient Romans, they also hated August. They fled Rome and ran to cool Capri. It was the Romans who coined the expression dog days, canicula. No doubt about it. They hated and feared August as I did. Then came that frosted August. Village of Brooksville. We'll meet other characters like Millicent Ryan, Royce Elizabeth Shipfield, Boy Dean, called Boy D, and the music teacher from Venice, Marco Macchettini, who loved Vivaldi, called Mike Fati, yes, but his real name was Macchettini. But let's allow Lanina Flaviani tell her story. The village of Brooksville. It was late afternoon of a Monday in early August when I arrived at the railroad station in the affluent postcard pretty village of Brooksville, where I grew up and where my parents still lived. An English major and college senior, I was coming home after 2 heavy summer sessions and peer tutoring at SUNY New Paltz. Brooksville had painful memories for me. If I had had a choice, I would have stayed in rustic New Paltz, keeping up with my walking to the mountain routine and going swimming in the icy waters of Lake Minnewaska. But I just couldn't. And so here I was, getting off the train, strapped by 2 shoulder bags full of unsold, thick literature books and a few others of summer clothing. And then, ignoring the taxis, I went straight to the main street of Brooksville, Pond Way Road. Ah, the feeling of Brooksville, I sighed, pushing away personal emotion-charged opinions as I looked once again down that beautiful street, opening wide in front of me, done in the Tudor style of architecture, which gave it that oh-so-needed backdrop of old-world charm. Pondway Road was a street of expensive stores, trees with stylish awnings, and planters with flowers so fresh and so bright of color that they looked artificial. This part of Bronxville had changed a lot during the 3 years I was away at college. From a homey yet always tony American village, it had morphed into a glitzy, trendy place. But not everything had changed in Bronxville. Let's see now. I was so happy that the old, let's see now, bookstore was still there. I was very, very happy because that's where I brought all my Madeline books, and I loved Madeline because she was not afraid of mice, and she loved winter, snow, and ice. And Sheffield was also still there, the old-fashioned all-American ice cream parlor, there since 1919. The Gothic Revival-type building was once owned by the parents of one of my once-upon-a-time best friends, Royce Elizabeth Sheffield. When we went there, we get the Sheffield Deluxe platter, and she finished hers, and then she also finished mine. I didn't care because I just couldn't finish all that stuff. Besides, she was my best friend. That was a long time ago, and Royce was not my friend anymore. I trudged along. It was very, very hot, and I kept on saying, so elegant. Ah, yes, that was the feeling of Brooksville, and those were the correct words to describe what Brooksville was all about. Beautiful, elegant, privileged, and wafting coolly sweet of old money, even in the killing heat of August. All right, then I was getting tired, and I approached the little park, the corner pocket-sized bicentennial park. Finally was there in front of me. That meant home was near. So I sat down, and maybe just to test myself, I looked down. I looked down to see my reaction would be after 3 years of healing. I shot a glance across the street at the blocks-long neo-Gothic building that was the Brooksville High School. Together with the elementary and junior high, the place looked more like an English country estate than a seat of learning. It was there that I experienced a great happiness which soured as I got into the high school years. I was about to get up, but then I remembered my favorite teacher, the one that loved Vivaldi. He was from Venice, and I remember the first time there in the 5th grade, Royce brought me there, and she called him Mr. Macefate. And so we went in, and yes, of all the teachers, I liked him best, but it was not all sweet because this is what I said. I think he was playing the Four Seasons. At the high school, focusing on the music section where I first met the music teacher from Venice who loved Vivaldi. I loved him. Of all the teachers, this music teacher that students called Macchiafati behind his back, did me the most good, even more than the English teachers who praised my writing. I paused, feeling his spirit consoling me after all these many years. Macchiafati. That was not his real name. He was called that behind his back by the students. You see, it never failed, because when the orchestra practiced and didn't play his beloved Vivaldi right, he would suddenly freeze and moan in Italian, "Ma che fate? Ma che fate?" It means, "What are you doing? What are you doing to my beloved Vivaldi?" And he would inspire and push us to try more. All right, then I met him when I was in the 5th grade. God, I could hear it in my mind now. That ethereal music by Antonio Vivaldi. That this music teacher so believed in, that he had the power to console all pain. So the first time I met him again was when I was first in the school in 5th grade. It was Royce who took me there, showing the whole school, and she went into the music room, and this is what she said. "Hello, Mr. M. Good to see you," Royce exclaimed. All right, practically yelling over Vivaldi's music. "I want you to meet my new best friend, Lanina Flaviani." I saw he was so tall and thin with reddish hair, and so I grabbed a phrase of convenience, and I said, "I'm glad to have this opportunity to meet you, Mr. Macchiafati." He didn't answer. He kept looking down at me. Oh, so tall. Okay, the music kept playing. "What is your name?" he asked coolly. "Lanina Flaviani." "Lanina Flaviani," he repeated, giving my name the Italian pronunciation I hardly ever heard on American soil. Then he went on the same neutral, unemotional tone, and he said this, "And my name is Macchettini." He said it in an English in which I recognized the Venetian pronunciation, Marco Macchettini. I felt so bad. I almost fainted. So to kind of make it up to him, I said this, "Oh, Mr. Macchettini, I've been to Venice so many times. I think it's the most beautiful city in the world." The most beautiful. I took a deep breath and I said, "I really do." "I agree with you, Lanina," he said with a smish of emotion, handing me the musical instrument, the flute. "Take this. It's yours. Blow in it and play with it. It'll keep you from harm." Back in the park, I still remembered that day. I still remember that day. But I said, "Hey, enough already with the remembering crap." And so I don't know why I said this. After saying I love that teacher most of all I did, the next words came out of me unexpectedly. I hadn't planned to say them. No, I not more than Boy D. I didn't love him, the teacher, more than Boy D. Boydie was a boy, a student in my class. No, he was not my boyfriend. He was Royce's for as long as she wanted him. Royce was like that. But I did love that boy Dean so very much. And then, personal feelings aside, once again,